Yo, 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 wah, wah. Oh man, what's up, people? What's happening? Yo, what's good, man? Welcome, people. Welcome. Wah. Welcome, man. We're going to talk about the 2019 Game Awards, man. But really, we're going to talk about all of the grown ass men that's out here crying. Pussies is bleeding. They are bleeding. That shit funny to me. Little bitches, man. These niggas is whores. It's like, no. What's up, man? What's up? Shout outs to the chat. We here, man. We gonna talk about this, man. Talk about these game awards, man. Shit crazy out here. Uh I don't really care about the awards per se, man. I'm just here to talk about these fucking crybabies, man. These a bunch of fucking cry babies over some irrelevant ass awards. These awards been irrelevant since they was the VGAs. They've been trash. Since they was the video game awards, they was trash. All these fucking award shows is trash. But we talking about gaming today. These gaming awards are garbage. Who gives a fuck, yo? Like, who cares? It doesn't fucking matter. You dig? So yeah, man, welcome, man. Yo, I'm telling you right now, I am not liable if anybody slips and falls right now, okay? Come on in, watch your step. Oh, damn. Let me explain. Pussies are bleeding, right? These grown men pussies are bleeding. Blood is everywhere. Watch your step. When you come on into the live stream, watch your step, read the signs. You know what I mean? Slippery when wet. It's slippery around here, all right? A lot of blood, a lot of pussies bleeding, tears. It's very slippery. I am not responsible for anybody that may slip and fall and hurt themselves. I am not responsible. Do not try to sue me. You've been warned. You have been warned. Do not try to sue me, take me to court. I am not liable, man. You have been warned. Come on in, but watch your step. Come on in. You know what I mean? Get comfortable, sit down, find a seat, but watch your step. Pussies are bleeding, man. So we're going to talk about this, man. Real quick, I just seen something, right? And I'll probably talk about this. AGS podcast this Sunday. Make sure y'all tune in. 4 p.m. EST. Tune in for that. We definitely got to talk about this Julia Roberts and this fucking Harriet Tubman shit. Not her fault, but the execs or whatever, these movie execs, they wanted to use Julia Roberts they wanted Julia Roberts to play Harriet Tubman. Yes, they wanted a black woman that was, freeing slaves to be played by a white woman. And that's just fucking crazy. And one of the execs said something along the lines of, it's been so long people won't know or remember or some shit like that. Like, come on. They should have did that because that shit would have been hilarious. And like, even if like Julia Roberts got offered that role, she shouldn't have like had enough. Any white person, any white woman that was offered that role, they should have enough common sense to be like, no, I am not touching that. Absolutely not. There's no way you can spin it. There's no way that would make sense for a white woman to play Harriet Tubman. Like, Harriet Tubman is not no fictional fucking character that was made up or, somebody's imagination. So, they do that shit a lot, like with comic books and shit. They'll change some characters from being black to white or white to black, shit like that. And even then, it kind of sucks because, when you've done, got to love a character so much and then they change them, it kind of sucks. But, it's understandable. It's fantasy, right? It's not real. But something like Harriet Tubman, come on, man. The fuck? That shit's ridiculous. That shit is ridiculous. So yeah, let's talk about these game awards, man. These fucking cry babies, man. So yesterday, the Game Awards, the nominations went out. The nominations were released, or whatever you want to call it. then you had Game of the Year. So I guess I would have to fucking read this fucking Game of the Year shit. I guess I'm gonna have to read what the Game of the Year is so we can make sure we get the exact nominations and shit like that. So let me pull up this list of the Game Awards so we can get the exact nominations. The main category people are crying about is they're crying about Death Stranding, and they're crying about Death Stranding leads the nominations, I think, with 10. And they're crying about Game of the Year. So there was some people feel like there was some snubs and shit like that. So Game of the Year, we have Control, Death Stranding, Resident Evil 2, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, and we got Smash Bros. Trash, and then we got The Outer Worlds trash. So I see about 3 games that are trash on this. Well, 4. I see 4 trash ass games on this list. Well, I see 3. Out of the 6, I see 3 that's garbage. Death Stranding is garbage. Super Smash Brothers is garbage. And The Outer Worlds. I don't even know why Smash is there. Like, come on, man. That just shows you again. That just further confirms again how trash this year was. This year was fucking garbage when fucking Smash Bros is considered for Game of the Year, yo. Like, come on, man. Are you fucking serious? Like, take that bullshit out and put Gears 5 there or some shit. That's another thing. Gears 5... Gears 5 did not get a nomination, which is fucking hilarious, man. That's funny as fuck. Gears 5 did not get a nomination, right? So, Death Stranding got 10 nominations. And I think I told y'all this already. I don't know if I told y'all on video, but I did tell y'all on Twitter that Death Stranding is going to win. I believe Death Stranding is going to win. Out of this list of games, I would pick Resident Evil 2. That's kind of like by default. Control wasn't bad, but it wasn't no Game of the Year. This just shows you that this year was garbage, dog. This year is fucking garbage. You know what I'm saying? That's just the bottom fucking line. It's fucking trash. So, yeah, just to let y'all know. That's just how I feel. Now, here's the thing, this shit funny. Hold on. Hey, yo, shout outs to Urban Combat. You dig? He said, what's up, fam? Just beat Jedi Fallen Order yesterday. Fire. Yeah, I'm playing that joint right now, and I just got to the part where you climbing up the AT... Oh, man, what the fuck are they called? Them big-ass walking robots, man. I used to know all the names and shit when I was deep into Star Wars or even deep into the games. But I just got to that world. I think it's like the 4th world or some shit. Because I even did the optional world. It's like the Red Planet or some shit like that where you get the double-sided lightsaber. I even did that planet. It was optional, but I did it. So yeah, I just got there, man. When does the game like really becomes like this great game? This is what I'm trying to figure out. I don't think the game is bad, but I'm not like, so far, I'm not like blown away. Like, oh my God, this shit is amazing. I'm not amazed. When does the game, I'm already at the 4th planet, AT-AT, yeah, that's what they call it. Yeah, so I'm at that planet where you jump out the fucking spaceship, you land in water, and then you got to swim over to the AT-AT, and then you got to climb it. I'm right there. So when does this game actually becomes like, something fucking super amazing? I'm just trying to figure that out. Like, this is what I'm saying. This is what I've been telling y'all, man. People just been hyped for games just by default, man. They just giving games all type of amazing titles and all that. Just because the year has been so garbage that when people are playing, like, even if a game is like half decent, people automatically like, yo, this game is great. And that's because the fucking year is trash. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. It's fucking garbage. But anyway, welcome, people. Welcome. So far, it's been cool. I'm at the 4th planet. I haven't been amazed. You know what I'm saying? I haven't been like amazed. I haven't gotten to a point where I'm like, yo, this game is fire. Like, it's cool. It's like, it's cool to play. I can't say I'm really bored or anything like that. It's just like, it's cool. It's all right so far. But, maybe it gets better. Let me see. Hard 8, I can get the 5588G. Or should I get the LG C9? Get the LG C9. It's the best OLED TV available right now. It has the full spec. It has all the features, dog. No other OLED TV is feature packed like LG OLED for 2019. LG's OLED are already ahead of the curve. So next year, when all of these TV manufacturers are talking about HDMI 2.1 and all that fly shit, LG done already been there and done that. You dig? LG C9, you got G-Sync if you're going to be on PC, auto low latency mode if you're going to be on consoles. You dig? So it really ain't. It's HDMI 2.1 full spec. So it ain't up for debate in my opinion. But yeah, Jedi Fallen Order, like so far, it's been cool. So, pussies are bleeding. These grown men are on the internet crying. Now all of a sudden the Game Awards has lost credibility. I saw that from Baron Nutass. Smooth is crying. Niggas are crying. It's funny that these Nintendo weirdos is crying when they got a whole category to themselves. They got a whole category. Which one? It's some kiddie family category or some shit like that. The whole category is Nintendo. It ain't another game in that category. Like they couldn't put Crash Bandicoot in that fucking category or some shit like that. It's the family game category. The family game category, it got 5 games in the category. Every game is a Nintendo exclusive. Luigi's Mansion, Ring Fit, Super Mario Maker, Smash, and fucking Yoshi Crafted World. They got the entire fucking category is to Nintendo. You know what I'm saying? Why, and Nintendo dudes still crying. You dig? Still whining and bitching. Listen, I've been telling y'all this shit for years. You know what I'm saying? For years, I've been telling y'all this. Go back and look at all my old Game of the Year videos and all that fly shit. I've been telling y'all, Game of the Year is what you choose. Point blank, period. Whatever you choose, that is what Game of the Year is. It's your choice. You got these grown-ass men crying because a group of faceless people won't tell them what the Game of the Year is. That's pretty much what the fucking award show is. Think about this shit. You are mad and upset because a group of faceless people that you don't even know exist, you don't know who they are, you don't know them. Fuck it. It could have been your mother, your daddy, your grandmom, or your grandpa on the motherfucking panel. It doesn't matter. Yo, you are running around the internet pussy bleeding because a group of people won't tell you what the Game of the Year is. Think about this retarded shit. You are mad because somebody won't tell you. You need somebody to tell you what the Game of the Year is for you to feel better? Like, what the fuck is going on, man? People are mentally retarded and they don't even know that they are mentally retarded. Because you gotta be to feel like this about a fucking game award. Who gives a fuck about these awards? The only reason why I watch this shit is for the world premieres. And they've been garbage the last couple of years. That's the only reason why I watch the Game Awards. If they didn't have world premieres and exclusive trailers and shit like that, I wouldn't even bother. I don't need somebody to validate my favorite game. This is what these dudes need. They need somebody to tell them, yes, that game is the Game of the Year. If you like the game, fuck what anybody else think. It doesn't fucking matter. It only matters to you what the Game of the Year is. That's it. Shout outs to Urban Combat 1000. He said it's a story-driven game that ties in with the movies. It's hard not to tell you what happens without spoiling it, but just keep following the story. Yeah, I'm going to finish the game. I'm going to finish the game. That's no doubt. Like I said, I'm not bored or anything. Like I want to drop it. I'm just not blown away either. But I'm going to finish Star Wars Fallen Order. But yeah, like This is the funny thing, because people be thinking that I'm like them, right? They think I'm like a corporate slave like them, or they think I care about other people's opinions on games like them, and they always try to use what I use against them against me. Like, you're bothered by what I say. You follow me. I don't follow you. You're bothered by what I say. So I might say something about a game, especially if it's a Sony exclusive, like that trash-ass God of War PS4. I might say something about that game, and then people like to try to fire back and say something about one of my favorite games. Like, if I'm going to be affected by that. Like, I don't give a fuck what you got to say about my favorite game, because I don't give a fuck about your opinion. It doesn't matter to me. I don't need you to validate my favorite game. I don't need nobody to do that. If I like a game, it's because I like a game. This is why most of the internet is a bunch of fucking sheep. A lot of people like shit just because everybody else like it. They want to be part of the in crowd. They want to be liked and accepted and shit like that. So they like a lot of shit that they really don't even fucking care about. But since everybody else likes it, I think I better like it too. Like God of War PS4. You know what I'm saying? That's one of them games like, well, everybody else likes it. I better like it too. Or I don't want to get fucking cyber bullied or some dumbass shit. Like, you can't use that shit against me. I don't care about your opinion on what game I like. You got something to say about Red Dead, GTA? I don't give a fuck. I see people hit me up on Twitter. I see that shit and keep on scrolling. Like, I don't even give you the time of day because I don't give a fuck about your opinion. I don't give a fuck. You can talk about that shit until you blue in the face. You pass the fuck out and die. I don't give a fuck how you feel about my favorite game. It's my favorite game. I don't give a fuck about the Game Awards and what they pick as Game of the Year. My Game of the Year is going to be whatever the fuck I choose that to be. And I don't need nobody to validate that. I don't need a room of faceless fucking people to tell me that my Game of the Year is Game of the Year. Like, I be trying to put myself in the minds of a corporate slave. And it's really hard to do. You got to be really retarded to really fit into that space and understand it. Like I'll be trying to understand, your Game of the Year is Gears 5. Okay, cool. That's your Game of the Year. Can't nobody tell you different. If that's your fucking Game of the Year, that's all that matters. It's not nominated for a Game of the Year award. What is that doing to you? Physically, mentally? What is that doing to you? Does it change your opinion? Like, what is it doing to you? If it wins or not, what is it going to do for you in real life? Fuck it. What is it going to do for you on social media? What? It's going to increase your followers? It's going to increase your views? Is it going to put more money in your pocket? If it wins or loses, what the fuck do you need? What is this giving you to see that it's been chosen as a nominee? What is it doing for you? This is the shit I'm trying to understand. You got dudes that are really mad, dog. Like, y'all not understanding. People are upset over this shit. Crying. Now, you know, jokes here and there, making fun of Jeff Keighley and him and his love for Kojima and all that. Ha, ha, ha. Laugh, joke. It's funny. It ain't nothing but jokes. But you got dudes out here really mad. Listen, you should have way more going on in your real life to even be worrying about some shit like this where it's going to have you pissed the fuck off, where you cursing people out because your favorite game did not make the cut from a bunch of faceless fucking people. That shit is weird to me. Don't you got bills? Like, don't you got a girlfriend or some shit like that? Like, don't you got a life? Don't you got a job? Shit like that. Don't you got responsibilities? How the fuck you got enough time to sit around and really be genuinely upset because a group of people are not telling you that your favorite game is Game of the Year? What the fuck is going on in your life? At the end of the day, that's all it is a group of people telling you what's Game of the Year. And you mad because they not agreeing with you, basically. That's what it comes down to. Wow. What the fuck? Wow. Shout outs to Corey the Beast. He said, yo, it's 5:48 a.m. What the fuck is you doing, Hard8? It's 5:48 a.m. where you at. We ain't in the same time zone, obviously. Also, shout outs to Helios. He said, first, don't know ever. No longer. What? I don't know what the hell that guy's. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Also, shout outs to True SSJ Havoc. He said, many people actually like Death Stranding, different strokes for different folks. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? People like Death Stranding. I don't really care. I don't like the game. I didn't play the game. What I see, I don't like. So I don't really think I need to play it. You know what I mean? I just did that with Outer Worlds. I seen Outer Worlds gameplay, and I'm like, yeah, that game looks trash. But since it's free, I'll download it and see how it turns out. And I downloaded it, and it was fucking trash. Deleted that shit after like 20 minutes. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Good. It looks ugly. I'm good. I'm not interested. The dialogue is whack to me. The facial expressions, the graphics, all that shit was whack. I'm good. I deleted that shit. But yeah, I just need to understand what is this going to do for people? Like, what do you get out of them saying, hey, listen, like, what did you, I don't know. Like, this shit just crazy. This shit is just crazy. I don't know what people get out of being told what is the game of the year. This is what y'all crying about, because they are not telling you that your favorite game is game of the year.
All right, welcome back to it.
If you feel that way, then that's what it is. That's all that fucking matters. At the end of the day, whatever the game of the year is for you is all that matters. You don't need validation. You don't need somebody to tell you that this game is fucking game of the year. You don't need it. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, where the fuck is my phone? God damn it. Hold on 1 second, I gotta get my phone. All right, I'm back. Yeah, I just don't get it. I just don't understand, like, what is it going to do for you? Like, I just don't fucking get it, yo. You don't need nobody, like, listen, the internet is full of sheep, right? It's a lot of sheep around here, man. It's a lot of sheep. It's a lot of followers. People go with the flow. You know what I'm saying? People, they don't like certain shit, but they'll go with it because everybody else likes it. God of War, like I said, is like a perfect example. Man, you know how I knew God... First of all, I don't like God of War because it's not a God of War game, and that's not Kratos. Like, you can't tell me that it is, and it's not. It's not Kratos. I don't give a fuck what nobody fucking says about that. It ain't Kratos. Again, this is my own personal thoughts. I don't need nobody to tell me shit. I don't give a fuck what nobody got to say about my opinion. It's what I feels. That ain't Kratos. That ain't a God of War game. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs to Jazzy Jefferson. Please use VGAs and reviews as ammo to fight an argument and or validate their purchases. Shaking my head. Yes, that's what, I mean, obviously, right? Obviously. God of War is a prime example. Pretty much everybody loves God of War. Me personally, I don't understand how people could be a fan of God of War, like, especially God of War 3. Like, if you was a fan of God of War 3, or if you thought God of War 3 was the best God of War, and then you played PS4s and you thought that was the best, I just don't get it. Maybe it ain't for me to understand. Am I upset by it? No. Am I mad? No. You know what I mean? People like what they like. That's fine. I don't understand it, but hey, it's all good. I don't understand how y'all can like that. Like, nah. But I realized I used to always make fun of Black Bond and for not liking he wouldn't like a Batman game if it wasn't Kevin Conroy, right? I used to be like, yo, really, dog? You don't like a game because of a man's voice? You know what I'm saying? And I never at that time I never understood why people would react like that. Because you see that all the time when they change up voice actors and shit. People don't like that shit, especially when it's an iconic role. And Kratos is an iconic role for me. You know what I mean? So I never got it. I never understood it. Even like with the Splinter Cell shit. Like my favorite Splinter Cell was Conviction. But at the same time, Conviction was the first one I played. You see what I'm saying? And then when Blacklist came out, of course, people didn't like that they got rid of, who is it? David Hayter, right? Hayter or some shit like that, right? They didn't like that they got rid of him. And I didn't understand that, but I get it now. You know what I'm saying? I get it. And I understand why people don't like the new Splinter Cells and shit like that. I went back and I watched these retrospective videos of like the entire history of like Splinter Cell. Everything about the games. Like these are hour-long essay videos that these dudes do, like Critical Nobody. And because I wasn't around for the Splinter Cell when it first came out and shit like that. So I didn't know the history and why people was upset. I'm like, man, Conviction is a great game. Fuck is wrong with y'all? But I get it. I went back, I watched these videos, these hour-long videos. I'm getting a complete history lesson on Splinter Cell because I wasn't around for it. You know what I mean? I love these types of videos too because I do this gaming shit, man. Gaming is life. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting a history lesson. I'm learning about what is going on and what was happening at that time. So, after I watch that type of shit, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get why people don't like Conviction. You know what I mean? I get why they think Pandora's Tomorrow or Double Agent or the original one is better and all that. I get it. I'm watching these videos. I'm listening to everything that was removed and how it was changed and what. I get it. I understand. You know what I'm saying? I understand fully. And that's kind of what's happening with me in this God of War thing. We had what, 5 games? 6 games? You had God of War 1, 2, and 3. Then you had the PSP games, and then you had Ascension, right? Okay, so 6 games. And this is another thing y'all gotta understand when it comes to this God of War shit, man. Me and God of War, man, we bid on a different level, yo. I was a fan of God of War before I ever even seen gameplay. Like, I was locked up. I was upstate when God of War came out. But I remember that first teaser commercial that they showed for God of War 1. And it used to come on all the time. And it didn't have no gameplay. It had like a voiceover. I think it had like a couple projections like up on a wall or something like that. But you couldn't really see shit. And I remember just listening to that shit. And I was like, yo, that game looked fire. And then, you know, I got the game. I was getting Game Informers. I seen a couple of pictures and shit. So it was like, yo, this game looked crazy. I was a fan of that game before I even got out of prison. Before I even seen any gameplay or anything about that game, I was a fan. That was the first game I ever bought. That was the first game I bought once I got out of prison and shit. That was the first game I bought. I went to GameStop. I bought a used copy. It was $17.99. I used to be up in the halfway house all night playing God of War 1 on a fucking portable DVD player that was 7 inches. 7 fucking inches. So, that's my game. It's been my game. So imagine somebody that's a huge fucking fan of this fucking franchise, and then you come along and then you get God of War PS4. What the fuck is this? Who the fuck is that? Yes, he resembles Kratos, but that ain't Kratos. Who the fuck is, that's an imposter. You know what I'm saying? Just because you can look like somebody don't mean you're them. Just because you can dress up a fucking a character and make them look like somebody does not mean it's them. That's how I feel about God of War PS4. Yeah, he look like Kratos. He resembles Kratos. But that's not fucking Kratos, dog. And I get it now. I get why people don't like when fucking voice actors are changed. Because that's not the character no more. People played motherfucking Splinter Cell Blacklist and they like, that's not Sam Fisher. I get it. I get that. That is not fucking Kratos. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I don't care. You can talk to you blue in the face. I don't give a fuck how many awards it won. I don't give a fuck how many perfect scores it got. I don't give a fuck about the Metacritic. I don't give a fuck who loves the game. I don't give a fuck. That is not Kratos. Point blank, period. I don't need nobody else to validate this for me. I don't need a group of random people to tell me that that's not Kratos. You dig? I don't need that. And speaking of that, didn't God of War win the Game Awards last year? The Game Awards was credible then, wasn't it? fast forward, now they ain't credible no more because your favorite fucking game didn't get chose. Like, the fuck out of here. Anyway, that is not Kratos to me. That's not him. That is not him. I played every God of War game. I played the PSP games. I played 1, 2, and 3, and I played Ascension. And I played those games multiple times. You know, that's how I really knew God of War was trash, too. I tried to play that game again. My God, I was bored to death. God of War PS4. Bored to death. I did not want to play it again. I was like, yeah, let me play this joint again. I probably could play it again. Let me play it again. Nope. Trash. I was so bored. I can't play this shit. I can't play it. I put that shit right on down, deleted that shit off my PlayStation, my PlayStation. I couldn't play it. Couldn't do it. Bored to death. Was not interested. And if you know me, when I got a game that I like, I can play that shit over and over and over again. If I really, really fuck with it and like it, I can play that shit multiple times. Multiple times. God of War? Nah. Trash. Why? Because that ain't Kratos. That's not Kratos. It's not a God of War game either. It's not Kratos. It's not a God of War game. I don't know what the fuck that shit is. It's an imposter. That's what it is. And he's gay. Shout outs to Black Worm. I don't know what my game of the year is, but I'm hyped about the game Plutocracy? Pluto? Well, I never even heard of that. Coming out tomorrow. It's an indie title, but I like games about politics and money. Plutocracy? I don't know. Never heard of that game. It's probably some trash. I know. Thanos' boss. Shout outs to you, player. He said VGAs are like any award show. They have the final say and you can make impact and shift the industry. It's not fair, but that's how it works. Oh, that's another thing too. Okay, we're going to talk about that. And also shout outs to Urban Combat. He said that's how I feel if James Earl Jones doesn't voice Darth Vader in movies and games. Yeah, I can feel that. Okay, so people are crying about Death Stranding and winning. If it wins Game of the Year, then it's going to shift the industry. First of all, I didn't know the Game Awards had that much impact on the industry. Like, I didn't know that it was that impactful. Obviously, right? It got grown men pussies bleeding, so maybe it is. But people are like, oh, if this wins Game of the Year, then the industry is probably going to try to copy it, and we're going to get a whole bunch of games like fucking Death Stranding. First of all, Kojima is a weirdo. So even if we did get another game like Death Stranding, it probably would be good, right? Because it probably would have a story that makes sense. It probably would have a story that you can get into. You dig? But I don't think this is going to happen. And this is why I don't think this is going to happen. First of all, it didn't blow the doors off of reviews, right? It got an 83 on Metacritic. So it ain't like it came out and it destroyed the industry when it came to like reviews. It got like high scores. It broke all types of records and shit like that. It has an 83 on fucking Metacritic, right? There's other games that have come out in the past year or even this year that scored higher that maybe the industry might copy. But I don't really know why people think Death Stranding is the one game that all of these devs are going to start copying, right? When it comes to reviews, it's only an 83, dog. It ain't really blowing the doors off the fucking hinges. It ain't really killing the game. You dig? Where devs is going to be like, holy shit, look at how this game is scoring. Let's make sure we implement some of this into our next game. I don't really see that happening, especially copying it fully. Also, when it comes to sales, it ain't blowing the doors off the hinges. In the second week in the UK, the sales dropped by 71% from 1 week to the next. So Death Stranding ain't even killing the game when it comes to sales. You dig? And and this is the thing too. It's like, what about the other games that came out in the past year that blew the doors off the hinges when it came to reviews and sales? Like fucking Spider-Man and shit like that. Like, do all those games not exist no more? Like, if y'all believe that the industry copies other games that are successful and shit like that, well, wouldn't they be in the process of copying Spider-Man right now or copying God of War right now and shit like that? Wouldn't they be in the process of copying those games? Or you telling me they're just going to drop what they got so far and just copy Death Stranding because of what? Because it was nominated for Game of the Year? Even if it wins, it still ain't do nothing when it came to sales, and it still ain't doing that much when it comes to reviews. It's an 83 on Metacritic, dog. Like, and you gotta be a weirdo to make this type of game. Ain't nobody's mind is weird as fucking Kojima. Like, so even if we did get a copy, let's just say we did get a copy from a game or two, from a dev or two, it might be a better game. It might actually be decent because it's probably going to have a cohesive story. A story you can understand and enjoy, and it's great. You know what the fuck is going on. But do you think the top developers are going to copy this shit? You think Rockstar going to copy Death Stranding, or fucking Naughty Dog is going to copy Death Stranding and some shit like that? Again, especially from them devs, they got games that blow Death Stranding out the fucking water when it comes to sales and reviews. Do you think they are going to copy fucking, like, who's going to end up copying fucking Death Stranding and its formula? Who? Any respectable devs? I don't think so. I don't see it happening. Death Stranding can win Game of the Year next week, next month, whenever this fucking award take place. I don't see it happening. I don't see it. There's way more other successful games that these devs can copy than fucking Death Stranding. Like, come on, that doesn't make no sense. Now, if it came out and it was selling like fucking hotcakes and it had like a fucking 97 on Metacritic, then you might have a point. But where it's at now, why would people want to copy that? There's other successful, way more successful games in both reviews and sales that these devs can copy than copying some fucking mediocre game at the end of the day. Yeah, at best, Death Stranding is mediocre. You know what I mean? At best. You dig? So I don't really see that happening. I think people can pipe the fuck down. I don't see the industry going in the way of fucking Death Stranding and all that shit. You know what I mean? Or look at like what has anybody copied from Kojima? Metal Gear? Like, okay, you can look at, well, Splinter Cell was created because of Metal Gear, but is Splinter Cell like Metal Gear? Like even the early Splinter Cells? No. You know what I'm saying? So even if they did copy it to a certain extent, they might do it way better. They might actually have gameplay and shit like that. So people think, this is what's in people's mind, right? People think, oh, people are going to copy Kojima. They're going to copy Death Stranding. Do you think they're going to copy it one for one? You know what I mean? Like, even if they did copy it, do you think that this genre, whatever you want to call it, cannot be improved and actually made to be a decent game? Do you think it's impossible for this game to actually be decent? Could this game have been decent if it was made by a decent developer? You dig? You see what I'm saying? So even if it is copied, it could probably be copied and made in a better way. You can say that Splinter Cell was copying Metal Gear, but they're two different games, and they both stood on their own too. Metal Gear was great. Metal Gear 2 and 3 and all that shit was great, and so was Splinter Cell. So it doesn't necessarily mean other companies are other developers are gonna copy Death Stranding, and it's gonna be a boring walking simulator. Like, that doesn't mean that. So I think people need to calm the fuck down. Like I said, Death Stranding ain't doing enough for motherfuckers that want to copy it. It ain't doing enough in the sales. It ain't doing enough on the reviews. Relax. I don't think it's going to be fucking copied. It ain't doing enough. And like I said, you got other games that just came out that's great that may be copied, but not this one. Or there's other games in the fucking market that has done well in both reviews and sales that can be copied. If that's what y'all believe that all these developers are doing nowadays. You dig? So I think y'all can relax. Shout outs to Enclosure HD. He said, hated Metal Gear Solid 5, Blacklist, and God of War PS4. Why? Voice actor changes. Yeah, I could feel that. Yeah, I could feel that. See, we got right under that, right under that super chat. Shout out to Enclosure HD. You got somebody to say, you ain't playing Hard 8. I don't want to hear it. See that? You got shit like that, right? I don't give a fuck what you want to hear. See, that's the point. See, that's why I'm me on this social media shit, and you're you. That's why you follow me. And you're here listening to me. I don't know you. I don't follow you. And if you make videos, I don't watch them. Don't even know if they exist. I don't give a fuck what you got to say. Oh, you ain't playing Hard 8. I don't want to hear. I don't give a fuck what you want to hear. But you still here listening. All right? Or you can kick rocks. I don't give a fuck. Was that going to make me stop talking about it? Is that going to make me stop saying what I said? Is that going to make me change my opinion? No, I don't give a fuck what you got to say. I'm going to say what I want to say. And the only thing that matters is what I say. You dig? The fuck? Y'all got me fucked up. Y'all must think I'm one of these other fucking peons around here or something, man. I don't give a fuck about what any of y'all got to think about what I got to say. It's my opinion and I'm sticking with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not some of these other YouTubers that's going to go with the fucking flow or go with the crowd. You know what I'm saying? Like a fucking Review Tech USA or some shit like that. Let me see. What is everybody hating today? They hating that? Okay, well, let me hate it too. What does everybody like today? Oh, they like that? Okay, well, let me like it too so I don't get no fucking backlash. I mean, fuck that. I like and hate what the fuck I like and hate. You dig? Ain't nobody on the internet gonna change that. You can't bully me. You can hit the dislike button all you want. None of that shit matters. You've been around long enough. You should know better by now. I don't give a fuck. All right? Yeah. So, yeah, say what you want to say. I don't care. Oh, Hard 8, I don't want to hear it. Shut up. The fuck up. You're going to hear it anyway. Now. Fuck out of here. So, yeah. I can understand. You don't want to, you don't like those games because of the voice actor changes. I get it. You know what I'm saying? There was a time when I didn't get that. I didn't really get it. But then it was for games that I was never really invested in. You see what I'm saying? So I didn't get it either. I'm like, boy, why? Because they changed the voice actor? What the fuck does it matter? Like, Batman still sound like Batman to me, even if it ain't Kevin Conroy. You know what I mean? That's how I used to feel. But I just didn't get it. And that's because I was speaking on games that I wasn't really invested in that much to where it would bother me. Example, like even with the Metal Gear games and the fucking the Splinter Cell games, I wasn't there from the beginning. Well, I was there from the beginning of Metal Gear, but as far as Splinter Cell goes, I wasn't there from the beginning. My first Splinter Cell game was Conviction. So, you know what I mean? I thought Conviction was fucking great, and Conviction is a game that I beat multiple times. I beat that shit on 360 and PC. That was a game I beat multiple times. And I think the game is fucking great. But that was my first motherfucking Splinter Cell game. So when I went back and I looked at the history of Splinter Cell, I do understand why people did not like Conviction. Because it was a huge departure from the earlier Splinter Cell games. Like Chaos Theory and all of that fly shit. It was a huge departure. So I got it. You dig? I understood. Same thing with like Hitman. Like people didn't like Hitman Absolution. I thought Hitman Absolution was great. But I wasn't around when Hitman started. I think Hitman Absolution was like the first game I really played. You know what I mean? I really got into. So when people was complaining about that, like, yo, you can't pick out your weapons before the start of the round. I didn't get it. I'm like, yeah, I ain't really see no problem with that. But I didn't come from the beginning. You see what I'm saying? With God of War, I was there from the beginning. So to come from the beginning of God of War, I'm talking about to come all the way from being upstate, looking at a TV commercial, thinking that that game is probably going to be fire, to actually playing it and then falling in love with the franchise and then getting to where we at now? Oh, hell no. What the fuck is this? This ain't no motherfucking, that ain't Kratos. That ain't Kratos. That would never be Kratos. Not my Kratos. Not my Kratos. That will never be Kratos unless T.C. Carlson come back, man. God damn, I wish he was able to come back. Man, if he was able to come back, that would be fucking wonderful. Hard 8, what's one game that you can play over and over? Man, shit. I just beat GTA 4 again. I done played that over and over. Of course, GTA 5. I beat GTA 5 across 4 different platforms. So it's safe to say I can play that over and over. In fact, I'm playing it now. I put it down, not because I was tired of playing. I just put it down to play games that I didn't play. See what I'm saying? So I put it down. I'm playing Star Wars and I'm still playing Red Dead at the same time. But I beat GTA 5 across 4 different platforms: PS3, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. So yeah, I could play that over and over again. I could play The Last of Us over and over. I could play Uncharted 3 and 4. Well, 3. I could play 3 over and over. It's like my favorite Uncharted. What else? What else I could play over and over? It's a few. I'm kind of dropping out of my memory right now. But yeah, I could play Spider-Man too. I like Spider-Man. That shit was fire. Oh, Max Payne 3. I just beat that again. I just beat Max Payne 3 this year. What was that? A couple months ago? Like September, some shit like that. Definitely could play that over and over. But yeah, man. Yo, shout outs to Black Worm, man. He said, were you allowed to play whatever game you wanted upstate, or were you restricted to like PG-13 or some shit? They didn't have games upstate. Couldn't play in it. They didn't have no game. I seen a picture of him. Matter of fact, I was watching a video on YouTube where they was talking to dudes in prison. This motherfucker had a whole Xbox in his cell. Like they was filming him while he was sitting there playing the game. I'm like, hold up, what the fuck? Can you have consoles in jail now? Or can you have consoles in certain states? I'm like, what the fuck? This nigga had a whole and he had the game stacked up on the fucking desk. I was like, what the fuck? Jesus, they making it too goddamn comfortable. I was like, wow. I forgot, man. I could show y'all this shit, man. This dude was playing. He had an Xbox in his cell, and he had games in his cell. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Nah, we didn't have no games upstate, dog. We had no consoles or nothing like that, man. Nothing like that's just too goddamn comfortable. Shit. That's just too much, man. Yo, jail has to remain a place that you don't want to go. You can't have it to where jail is like, I don't mind. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's all right. You know, I get my console, got my TV, my cable. I'm about to go put this nigga down, man. If I get caught, I get caught. I don't mind. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm about to go do this. I'm about to go do that. I get caught. I don't mind. It's light. No, you can't. It can't be that way. You got. Well, yo, what's gonna be next? What's gonna be next? They're gonna have fucking co-ed prisons? Oh man, niggas really going. Oh man, shit, crazy. It's getting too comfortable. It can't be that goddamn comfortable. God damn, it can't be that comfortable. Cause you're gonna have motherfuckers that ain't gonna care about doing a crime because they know they're gonna get their little console, their TV, and all that shit, and they just gonna fall back and do their time and then get out. You got to make it. See, prison is supposed to be a place where you don't want to go. Like, prison is supposed to be a place where, like, before you do a crime, you think about it. Like, damn, man, if I get locked up, shit. You can't make it too comfortable, man. You can't make that shit too comfortable, dog. God damn. Because that's the worst. One of the worst things about being locked up is boredom. That's one of the worst things about being locked up is boredom. It's being bored. That's one of the worst. So if you in there having fun, man, come on, god damn. Of course you ain't. I mean, of course not having no bitches is pretty bad. But honestly, a lot of these niggas ain't even fucking no bitches. So when they locked up, they ain't missing nothing. It's boredom, dog. Boredom will fuck it up. Man, you bored to death. Like, Jesus. Even with a TV and cable. You know what I'm saying? You still bored to death. It's a lot of other things, but boredom is a killer. That's all I gotta say. It's a fucking killer. Undenied Real. Hard 8. Could you imagine how fast your time would go in jail if you had a console? That's what I'm saying. It would be like, it wouldn't even be like hard no more. Like, it ain't even hard. I'm talking about mentally, because that's another thing that's about like being locked up is mentally, it's kind of difficult. You dig? Like, shit. Like, your mind ain't even gonna be on shit. You got your consoles, you looking at game magazines. Oh shit, the new game about to come. I'm about to order it right now. Like, what the fuck? That would have been crazy, dog. When I was in juvenile, they had game systems, but they only had it like down in the gym. So when I was in like the youth study center, they had like a Genesis and a Super Nintendo hooked up, and you can go play it when we had gym. Like when we had gym, they had like this little room, and it had consoles in there. You can go in there and you can play some games and shit. That's when I was in juvenile and shit. I was in the youth study center. If you're from Philly, you know what that is. But as far as, but like you can only play the games when you had gym, and gym wasn't every day. Gym was like once a week or some shit like that. So, but to have one in your fucking cell, like in the cell, sheesh, that's crazy. That's unbelievable, dog. Shout outs to Urban Combat. He said, my man had a Popeye's chicken sandwich in jail. How? Oh, you got some guards will look out for you and shit. You know what I'm saying? When you're in jail, guards will look out. They not supposed to, but sometimes they do. You know what I mean? When I was in the creek and shit, the House of Correction, I was cool with one of the guards. She was a female guard and shit. She used to give me chocolate pretzels and shit. Yo, she used to give me chocolate pretzels. Yo, I remember one day, right? Oh, man. So, look, if you're in the House of Correction, okay, I'm going to tell you what the House of Correction look like. You ever seen the front cover of Beanie Sigel, The Truth album? Beanie Sigel, The Truth. Google that album cover. That's the House of Correction. That's what the House of Correction look like, right? So, so in the House of Correction, your cell is a gate. It's like a door, but it's a gate made into a door. You know what I mean? And it got a big ass hole in it. So, you know, when you locked in, you be on the gate, you got your head through the hole and shit, and you know, talking to other niggas in other cells and shit. And I was up in one cell. I was on F block. I was in one cell. I'm all the way at the top of the block where the fucking guards is at. And she was working there by herself. I forget her name. Miss Henry. That was her name. Yo, I was on the gate one day talking and shit. And she come up fucking with me like, you know, what's up, what you been doing today and all that. And this bitch started feeding me pretzels, yo. Like, listen. Because only my head is through the gate. Like, my hands ain't through the gate, just my head. Yo, she was feeding me fucking pretzels and shit, chocolate pretzels. But, yo, when she was feeding me the pretzel, like, her finger was going into my mouth, dog. Yo. Yo, I ain't gonna even hold you. My dick was hard as shit eating them motherfucking pretzels. Yo, cause she kept sticking her fucking finger in my mouth. Like, she was feeding me the pretzel, but she'd make sure like her fucking finger like rubbed my lip and shit go all in my mouth. I was like, yo, she being Joe right now. Like, for real, she know what she doing. Why the fuck is she rubbing my lips and tongue and shit with her finger? And Miss Henry had a fat ass too. God damn, Miss Henry had a donkey. Why is she playing with me like that? Just open up this cell, come in here and get this cock. Like, I tell you no lies, dog. I tell you no lies. I was standing there harder than a missile, yo. Facts. Why this bitch got her finger? Yo, that shit was crazy. I thought about that. I put that in my memory. That shit was with me for a minute. I think every time I jerked off, I was thinking about that. Like, God damn. Yo, that's how it be when you locked up, dog. I'm telling you, man, that when you locked up, everything is just like a turn on and shit. Just even her fucking rubbing my lips and tongue and shit with her fingers was fucking like shit. It felt like I was having sex, nigga. Damn, that shit was crazy. Miss Henry was playing with a nigga, dog. Shout outs to Black Worm. He said, did you read a lot of books in jail? Yes, I read a lot of books in jail. That's when I first started reading books. I didn't read my first novel until I got locked up. Yeah, so yep. Shout outs to Undenied Real. He said, you're a freak boy. Facts, nigga, facts. I had all the Black Tail magazines. I had them stacked up by the dozens. Shout outs to Urban Combat 1000. He said, LOL, how you left this out in Life Behind Bars? I didn't mention this in Life Behind Bars. Oh well, I don't know. I think when with Life Behind Bars, I just stuck to like the general. You know what I mean? I just stuck to shit that I thought people wanted to like hear, and not just all the mundane shit. Like, it's a lot of mundane shit I could have talked about. But yeah, that shit was crazy though, yo. Her fucking finger, like every time she gave me a pretzel, she made sure like her finger went in my mouth a little bit, dog. I was like, yo, she playing with me. Like, for real, let me fuck. Stop playing, Miss Henry. This shit crazy. But yeah, I read my first novel when I was upstate. And I'll tell you my first novel, too, I read. It was Cindy Shelton, The Naked Faces. Yo, that book was so fire, dog. Damn, that book was hot. Yo, y'all know who Cindy Shelton is and shit? He's like a good author and shit. Well, it was called Cindy Shelton. That was the author. It was called The Naked Faces. That shit was fucking banging, dog. Banging. But I used to read a lot of James Patterson novels. I done read like all of them joints. Along Came a Spider, Kiss the Girls, Big Bad Wolf, Jack and Jill, Pop Goes the Weasel. Oh, man, I done read all the Cindy Shelton joints, man. I mean, not Cindy Shelton, James Patterson. James Patterson was my favorite. The Alex Cross novels and all that, James Patterson was my favorite. I used to read John Sanford. He did the medical joints. No. John Sanford didn't do the medical joints. He did serial killers and shit, too. Who did the medical books? Robin Cook. Was it Robin Cook? John Cook, Robin Cook. Oh, I forgot, yo. Yeah, I used to read a lot of novels, man. Yeah, used to read a lot of murder, mystery, serial killer type novels. Those was my favorite type of novels. Yeah. Oh, I read Nora Roberts. Is it Nora Roberts or J.D. Roberts? I think she had an alter ego. I think she had Nora Roberts and she had J.D. Roberts or some shit like that. I read her books and I read Patricia Cornwell Patricia Cornwell, I think. She had all the medical mysteries and shit. She had like all the medical joints. And it was somebody else I used to read. I read a couple Danielle Steele novels, but they was like romantic novels and shit. I didn't read too much Danielle Steele. But yeah. Fire. Yeah, I like reading books, man. I can't read books now, man, because my memory, my attention span is just can't focus on the book. Like I need to get on TV. If I'm chilling, I need to get on a game or watch a movie or some shit like that. But of course, when I was upstate, especially when I was in the hole, I used to read. Man, that's all. Man, shit ain't nothing else to do but fucking read books. I used to read a lot of fucking books, man. Just all of them from John Sanford, Cindy Shelton, James Patterson. I think it was J.D. Robbs or some shit, man. It was another dude. Who was his name? Lawrence Sanders, I think. I used to read his books too. He had like the murder mystery investigation joints. Them joints, yo, them books. I'm telling you, books, man. Reading books is really, books is good, yo. Books is. I can see why people. I never used to understand when people was like, the book is better than the movie. And I used to, like, when I was younger and I would hear people say shit like, the book is better than the movie, I used to be like, how? The fuck? I'd rather watch the movie. Fuck the book. And this is when I was like, younger, running the streets and shit, didn't really care about reading anything. People, the book is better than the movie. What? How? What the fuck? How is reading better than watching? I didn't understand it, again. But once I started reading books, I was like, yeah, I get it. Yo, because your imagination, like while you're reading a book, you are setting up the scene yourself. Like you're creating the whole scene all in your mind while you sitting there reading. And that's how that shit is playing out. Like you creating your own set and all of that shit. Like that shit fire, dog. Yo, reading books, like good books. I used to be reading books. They got 1,500 pages. I'm done them motherfuckers in like a day. Like straight. I'm just reading. I can't stop. I'm going through fucking 50 chapters at once. Reading books is crazy, dog. Crazy. That's what I read in boot camp while I was recovering from a knee injury. A bunch of James Patterson, Alex Cross novels. Yeah, man. Them James Patterson, Alex Cross novels, man. Crazy. Any brain food books? Nah, I didn't read no brain food books, man. I didn't read. I just read, I read, oh man, what's the black dude that be making all those books and shit? What's his name? I should know this nigga name too. What's his name? What's the black dude, man? Had them hood books, them ghetto books. Fuck is the damn? No. True to the game and all that, them type of books. I done read all those joints. Who the fuck used to write them? I forgot the dude name or the woman name. I forgot. Coldest Winter Ever and all that shit. Yeah, I read all those fucking books. I forget their name though. Oh, what's the black dude? Donald Goins. That's it. God damn, I can't remember his name for shit. Jesus. Yeah, I wasn't really into the ghetto books, man. I used to like the books that used to take me somewhere I'd never been, man. Like, I used to like those books that took me to a place that I wasn't familiar with. You know what I'm saying? And shit. And I used to like the way they was written. You know what I'm saying? I used to like James Patterson. I like the way those books are written. You know what I mean? Donald Goins books is like, there ain't nothing I ain't seen already for the most part. But they was cool, though. Donald Goins joints was cool. You know what I mean? Donald Goins joints was cool. Sister Soldier, yeah. She did Coldest Winter Ever, right? Yeah. Yeah, I didn't read much of those books, though. Because I was only interested in, like I said, the books that took me somewhere that introduced me to something different. You know what I mean? The Donald Goins books and all that was like, yeah, I already know about this shit. I'm participating in it. I'm trying to be like it. Some of these characters, I'm trying to be like them and shit like that. So those books ain't really interest me that much. But they was cool though. But I enjoyed the James Patterson joints and shit like that better. John Sanford and all that. Them books was better than me. You dig? No, I have never played The Sims. Never played The Sims. Zane. I didn't read no Zane books. I didn't read no. Them books was like relationship, sex joints and shit like that, right? Yeah, I didn't read none of the Zane books. They was alright though. I heard they was alright. I ain't read them joints though. But I'm about to get out of here. I done said enough about these fucking corporate slaves and all these people mad about these fucking awards and shit. But I'm about to bounce. I see y'all on Sunday, Any Given Sunday podcast. We are down to 6 members now. We are down to 6 members. It's me, Dark Cloud, Ravish, Melon, Drew, and Luca. So yes, we are down to 6 members. So yeah. Like I told y'all on Twitter, I called everybody and talked to everybody individually, man, one-on-one, just to check everybody's temperature. You dig? And everything's on point. You know what I mean? I had a conversation with everybody, so everything's on point, and we'll be here Sunday, 4 p.m. EST. Y'all already know. Any Given Sunday podcast. We here. You dig? So it is what it is. We down to 6, man. We are down to 6. We fucking lost. How many we lost so far since the inception of the podcast? We lost 4 altogether. So yeah, man, I don't know. I think the fat is finally trimmed, I guess you can say. You know what I mean? So hopefully moving forward, we won't have no more issues. Like I said, I talked to everybody individually, right? So the conversation is basically like, what's up? Is there any hidden agendas or anything like that? Anybody hiding any ill will feelings or all that little gay shit? So if anybody is, here's the time to talk about it, man. You know what I mean? Get it out all in the opening, man. So everything's on point. Everybody know what's up. Everything good, man. So yeah, we see y'all Sunday, man. AGS podcast. You dig? The show don't stop. It keeps on moving, man. It ain't gonna stop, even if I'm the last one standing. The show don't stop, man. So it is what it is. See y'all on Sunday. You dig? So it's only 6 of us left. Like I just told y'all. Me, Ravish, Drew, Melon, Dark Cloud, and Luca. So it is what it is. So can anybody take a joke? Yeah, I think so, man. I think so, man. I guess only the future will tell us. You know what I mean? Only the future is going to tell us what's up. You dig? Only the future is going to tell us what's up, man. So it is what it is, man. So make sure y'all check out the last episode if you missed it. Shit went completely left. Shit went left. But up until then, it was a good podcast. Up until shit got out of hand, it was a good podcast. So make sure y'all check it out. But yeah, I'm gonna see y'all on Sunday, man. AGS podcast, man. Any Given Sunday. I'm out of here, man. Yo, let's stay positive, man. Motherfuckers thinking people gonna leave. I don't know, man. At this point in time, I don't really know. I'm not really focused on that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna show up on Sunday and do what I've been doing. You know what I'm saying? Whatever happens after that, I have no control over that. So I'll be there every Sunday to do what I'm there to do. And that's it. Whatever happens, happens. I ain't really dwelling on that shit. I don't have no predictions. I don't have no assumptions or none of that shit. I'll be there every Sunday, do what I got to do, and that's that. You know what I'm saying? If shit go left in the future, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I'm only there to do what I'm supposed to do every Sunday. So if something go left, it won't be because of me. You did. You know what I mean? And everybody's understanding of what's going on. I mean, shit, everybody should have been understanding since day one, but obviously, I guess shit done got lost in translation, even though I done repeated this shit a million times on what the podcast is about. Maybe it got lost in translation, but I'm no longer worrying about it at the end of the day. I'm not worrying about nothing. I'm just there to do what I got to do on Sunday, and I'm just there. I'm going to be me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be me and do what I do. So if anybody have a problem with that, then that's something that they got to deal with. That's their problem. You dig? You know what I'm saying? So other than that, I'm not worrying about nothing. Like I said, I talk to everybody, everything on point. Now, what happens after that? What happens moving forward? I don't know. I don't have no predictions. I don't have no assumptions. I'm just going to show up on Sunday, do me, and that's that. You dig? That's all I can do. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can do at this point. So make sure y'all tune in. Hey, hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all hit the like button. You dig? I appreciate everybody for showing up. Thank you for coming through. And I'm gonna see y'all on Sunday. I like it 8 on a different mindset. Kick kind of slow. Who the fuck is kind of slow? Man, y'all niggas, man. Relax, man. It is what it is, man. Relax, man. Y'all ain't like motherfuckers from day one any goddamn way, so it's cool. Shout outs to Torrance Ingram. He said, don't delete this one. 8, want to watch later on. The video will be there for you to watch later on. What the fuck? The video will be here. It ain't going nowhere. You did. So, yeah, like I said, all I can do is show up and do what I got to do on Sunday. I can't really dwell on nobody else, man. I'm not changing who I am because then that'll affect the podcast. You dig? If I change and try to be somebody I'm not and all that, that would affect the podcast in the long run. So I'm just going to do me, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't doing nothing to harm nobody. I ain't doing nothing to, pissing nobody off or nothing like that. I'm just doing what I said the podcast was about from day one. You know what I mean? I ain't doing nothing different. What am I doing that's different from episode 1 to episode 71? I ain't changed or did nothing different. So you dig? It's been the same since the inception. I ain't changed up. You know what I mean? So yeah, and I ain't changing up now. I'm going to be there doing what I got to do. So that's all that matters. All right, I'm going to holler at y'all. It's your boy Hard8. I'm gone. Check y'all later. See y'all on Sunday. I'm out. Deuces.